So, along the same lines as the NES Classic and SNES Classic, Sony has announced that they are releasing a PlayStation Classic, a minified version of the original PlayStation. And just like the mini Nintendo consoles, it outputs in HDMI and uses USB for power, which means this console will also probably be hackable, and you can probably add the whole PlayStation library of games onto it. A couple criticisms though is that the controllers are just the regular controllers, they are not the DualShock controllers, which means there's no analog sticks, which means there probably won't be any games that require analog stick controls. I think this might have been a cost-cutting measure, or it could have been a legal thing, because I seem to remember that Sony got in trouble and I think even lost some lawsuits on the patents to the DualShock controller way back when. Another criticism is that the console will not come with an AC adapter. So if you want to power it to the wall instead of, I guess plugging it into a computer or something, you will have to supply your own. Which again, I think is a cost-cutting measure in twofold. For one thing, they don't have to include it. And another thing, they can actually just sell this same box all around the world without changing anything except maybe changing the languages on the outside and on any manuals or other materials inside. But basically they don't have to worry about including an American power cable or a European power cable or a Japanese power cable. The thing just runs off USB, and if you want to plug it in the wall, you gotta buy your own adapter, which are pretty cheap. But again, the console's gonna run for $100 American or 130 Canadian, and it'll come with 20 games, only 5 of which have been announced so far, and none of which I'm really interested in at all. I'm really hoping the other 15 games are really good, but I have already pre-ordered the system because, how these things go, at least with the Nintendo ones. So at least I know that if I decide I don't want it when the full games library is released, I can at least turn around and sell it, or if it's easy to mod, I can just mod it and play the games that I want to play on it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Are you interested in the PlayStation Classic? Is PlayStation just copying Nintendo? Let me know down in the comments.